Isang mapagpalayang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ako po ang inyong Ate Maine at ito ang The Maine Agenda kung saan ang issue ng bayan ang ating main priority. Bago po tayo magsimula ng ating programa ay tignan po muna natin ang ating COVID-19 cases ngayong araw. Okay. Ayan. So today po ay September 28, 2021, Tuesday. We have a total number of active cases na 132,139 and that adds up po to the total number of cases po na 2,522,965. So lagpas 2,500,000 na po ang kaso ng COVID sa ating bansa with a total number of deaths na 37,686 and a total number of recoveries na 2,353,140. Ayan po ang ating COVID cases ngayong araw, September 28, 2021. So ipagpatuloy pa rin po natin ang pag-observe ng ating mga health protocols at kung may pagkakataon po tayo ay magpabakuna na po tayo. Alright. So, hello po ulit dito sa The Maine Agenda. I'd like to inform everyone that The Maine Agenda is produced by Quarantalk Media and is now streaming sa FB pages po ng Now You Know at IKOT.PH. Alright, so yun nga po sinabi ko, it's September 28, 2021 at meron na lang po tayong 2 araw para magparehistro upang bumoto. So nais ko pong malaman kung kayo ba ay rehistrado na kasi kung hindi, this is your sign na po to go out and register. At ngayon po nga pong gabi, pag-uusapan natin kung bakit nga ba mahalagang bumoto, ano bang epekto nito sa inyong buhay, sa buhay ng inyong minamahal at syempre sa future generations. Para po pag-usapan yan, makakasama natin ang CEO ng Impact Hub Manila at ang founder ng Vote Pilipinas. Kasama po natin si Mrs. Rondario. Hi, sis!
Hi, good evening. Hello, everyone.
Hi, sis! Before we start, nais kitang batiin ng isang maligayang kaarawan.
Thank you. Hello.
Kaarawan po ni sis. And despite that, ninais niya pong maging parte ng ating show dahil po mahal na mahal niya ang kanyang advokasya na voter registration, no? At yun nga po. So, to all of our viewers po, you may send in your comments, questions, and suggestions at pagbati na rin kay Ses dito sa ating comment section. Alright, so before we start, Ses, maaari mo bang ipakilala briefly iyong sarili and the organization that you represent?
Yeah, so hi everyone, good evening. I'm Ses Rondario and I'm the founder and CEO of Impact of Manila, and about end of last year, we started working on a campaign called Vote Pilipinas, which was really just a passion project. And God willing, naman, we were able to work with COMELEC, and we are the official voter registration information campaign of the commission. So, yun, medyo busy because we're trying our very best to help, the commission in their plight to get people to register to vote.
Ayun. Thanks, sis. So, maraming salamat for that. You said a while ago that, tuloy na natin yung kwentuhan, no? You said a while ago that it started out as a passion project. So, paano nagsimula yung passion project na to and eventually, naging full-blown campaign at naging partner yung COMELEC?
Yeah. Well, lang. I mean, I think after the 2019 elections, a big number of the people around me, my friends, my family, my staff, were registered voters, and it just really wasn't something that parang, I mean, I knew there were campaigns around, but being the goal-oriented person that I am, I just really wanted to do something that people would not have a choice but to support. Right? So, yun lang yun. Selfish motivation ko to get my friends, my family, my staff to vote, to register. Yun lang yun. And we were introduced to Director James Jimenez, spokesperson of COMELEC, and that's where it started. It was a very long, arduous process of due diligence. It took us almost parang 8 months to get the partnership signed. So, there was a lot of vetting, and wasn't easy also. That's why for everybody who, I'm sure for those who tried also to get the official partnership from Comelec, it really isn't a walk in the park. So yun, but we're very grateful for the privilege of working with them.
Ayun. So, thank you, Ses, for that. So ngayon, since kayo ay full-blown program at yung advocacy na to ay tuloy-tuloy na, ano yung mga current efforts and activities na ginagawa ng Vote Pilipinas to ensure voters registration ay in full swing talaga at yung voters participation ay talagang nabubuhay lalo?
Well, we have been continuously doing town halls since when we launched last year.
Right.
So that effort has been there. Continuous naman yun. Up until yesterday was the grand town hall for one last push the for the for the registration, no? And then we also launched in I think March of this year we launched the voter registration service test tool, which really was something that we collaborated with the commission also, because there were so many parang customized questions that our chatbot no longer cannot answer from the page, right? So we needed a more comprehensive way to give people information without us really being there. So ano naman, hopefully naman helpful siya. Feeling ko rin naman sa, mukha namang maraming
Right.
nasasagot yung tool. So there, and a lot of partnerships. So we have had the pleasure of working with a lot of people, and a big part of that was really to get them involved in our plan of mobilizing even their groups. So kaya we were targeting schools, offices, barkadas, households, to really just commit that they make sure that the people around them were registered. And because desperate na ako nung mga last month ng registration, we launched the Magparehistro Ka Challenge, where we are giving away prizes. So for those who are who are new registrants and who are reactivating their registration, you can join. The mechanics are on the page, so you can go there. And I think our deadline is October 10, if I'm not mistaken. And parang our draw is on the 15th. So, yeah. Medyo marami.
Ayun. So marami, ang dami. Like, nakita ko nga yung town hall kahapon. Siya actually hosted. Yeah, and ang dami-daming efforts talaga ng Vote Philippines. So what is really, really nice about this effort talaga, kasi ang daming partnership with different private institutions. So talaga nakikita mo yung pagtutulungan ng publiko, ng mga ganitong klaseng organization, and also, of course, the government, no? And sa mga nanonood pala, if you wanna share this show, you please use the hashtag, no, magparehistro ka, hashtag magparehistro ka, and hashtag Vote Pilipinas, and hashtag para sa bayan. Okay. So we keep on talking about registration and voting. Why is it important to go out and register and to eventually vote?
Well, I always say that, there are very few things in life that we have, that we're afforded the chance to do without question, diba? We always talk about parang equality. We always talk about, that there's inequality amongst classes, amongst gender, etc. Registration and and being able to vote in a free election is something that has no labels, has no qualifications. Apart from you being a Filipino citizen, you being here, living and a resident of the Philippines for a year, and being 18. Diba? The minute you turn 18, you are given that right. So for all of us who talk about, you want to be treated equally, equally, ayan, everybody gets one vote, everybody gets the same say, diba? So why wouldn't you take that chance? Yun lang. And I think parang feeling ko, I think it's about time that everybody, we all have our, ang dami naman natin nagagawa, diba? And that we spend time doing, we invest so much time in, whether it's Netflix, whether it's spending time with friends and family. Konting oras lang naman yung hinihingi ng registration. Kasi whether or not you vote, you are affected by what happens in the elections, 'di ba? So parang kung wouldn't you want to have a say on that, right? Kasi kahit naman wala kang gawin, bumoto ka hindi, problemado ka pag hindi maayos yung naging sistema ng gobyerno, 'di ba? Like what we're experiencing now. Whether or not we all voted in the 2016, 2019 elections, we are part of, this population that is experiencing this current pandemic, 'di ba?
Mm, mm. Thanks, eh. So talagang it's a duty, hindi lang siya right, no? Responsibilidad mo rin ito yung pagboto. We kept on talking about ng kahalagahan ng pagboto. But how is voters' education and engagement important? Is it as equally important as registering and vote as well? Or iba yung weight na meron yun?
Well, I think dialogue is very important, right? It's very easy to dismiss why people vote, why people don't vote, why people vote for who they vote for, or vice versa. So I think engagement and really proper dialogue is at the core of this whole parang campaign, 'di ba? Kasi yun nga parang one of our campaigns is the voter registration mobilization plan, which is ang hinihingi lang po namin sa mga tao is, don't the only thing left to do is also make sure that the people around you are registered to vote, mga kaibigan natin, mga pamilya, 'di ba? Kasi it takes somebody to ask them the importance of casting their vote, and it starts with registration, so it's very important.
Mm. So, ito 'no, 2 days na lang, may maraming tao ang nanghihingi nito. Meron bang, pag-asa or will there be an extension of voters registration? It's been a question circling around social media.
Yeah. Well, official statement, I mean, the Senate already passed it, right? And there are many, many news going around na it's been approved, but the president still needs to veto that decision, right? It goes up to him. Eh. So there has not been a pronouncement yet. So as far as COMELEC is concerned, and the COMELEC will have their end bank tomorrow pa. So if anything, decisions will be made then. So I can honestly say that it's not yet sure. It is not yet guaranteed. So to those who are spreading news, misinformation po yan, hindi po totoo yan.
Mm.
Yun, I mean, siguro tomorrow, pag nag-release ng statement si COMELEC, you'll hear it first on Vote Pilipinas. Pero wala pa namang official word from them. And if so, kahit na officially galing sa mga siguro directors, maybe there's internal chatter, until the NBank decides that on paper, nothing is sure. So, siguro, pero ako sa totoo lang parang I honestly think that we were given so much time already. Yun lang ang akin. I mean, you can hate me for saying that, but
Because
that's really what I think.
sis, yeah.
Hello?
Oh,
I was
kasi the voter registration started a while. Yeah, I can hear you, sis. Yeah, we can
Okay.
hear you. Kasi hindi lang naman siya, we had a lot of time naman talaga to prepare it. Maraming tao nagsabi na, oh, it's not enough time because the pandemic happened. So, medyo mas critical yung usapan na yan. So, given the pandemic, no, sususugan ko yung sinasabi na issue ng pandemic, how can you encourage more people to vote despite this pandemic, despite the long lines, tapos inisip pa nila yung health and safety protocols, yon. So how can we encourage more people to go out and register? I know you touched a bit on that, but can you elucidate further on that?
Well, first of all, right, now it's in malls. A lot of the registration centers are in malls. Mas marami na ngayon kasi per district dumadami na yung satellite centers, right? So there's more places to register. So which means hopefully less risk for people to go, right? Alam ko medyo mahirap yung pila ganyan, pero I think we all just have to parang be patient. Marami naman tayong bagay na pinipilahan eh. So ano ba naman yung for this pilahan natin? And I think as far as registration goes, right, or even voting, 'di ba? Parang isang araw mo lang naman gagawin 'yan, 'di ba?
Right.
So yun lang. Siguro, let's just practice, proper social distancing. Also get vaccinated, diba? If we are all, especially for the elections. Hopefully by then we have reached like a good number of, parang vaccination number, diba, in the country. And sana mag-behave tayong lahat, diba? Parang we we do what we can to stay safe. Yun.
Yeah, I hope so, no? Sana like a lot of people would still go out and vote. Kagaya na sinabi ni Ses, ang dami nating mga bagay na pinipilahan at bagay na pinaghihintayan. Like, why can't we do this for the
Ah,
country after
How
all?
many
Go ahead.
how many people, waits in line online
Right.
for BTS, 'di ba? Or kung ano man yung mga
Yeah,
favorite ninyong kung ano man yun, 'di ba? I fell in
that's
line
true.
with Harry Potter at one point in my childhood, 'di ba? So,
Oo, like when, for example, when there's a sale, right? You go out, you
yeah,
spend hours and hours just to
concerts.
wait for that, right? Your yung mga idols mo and all that. And this one, you're doing it for the country. So why not spare
Yeah.
a few hours of your time to line up and register to vote for your country, for the betterment of the country. So says, what can you say to those people who believe that voting is a futile activity or a futile exercise of their time and effort? Na voting can't do anything to like change the country. What can you say to those people?
Um, Well, I really wanna challenge them, and ako kasi parang feeling ko everybody has their own context as to why they say that. And I think we always have to come in a position where we're not here to change anybody's mind. We're just here to
Right,
also dialogue, and
right.
and present our case. And in my case, the only thing I will say is, no matter what we do, we are going to be Filipinos. Whether,
Yes,
kahit lumipat tayo ng ibang bansa, magpalit tayo ng nationality, we are Filipinos by blood, we are natives of this land. So, kahit anong mangyari dito, may
correct.
pakialam ka, apektado ka, 'di ba? So,
Says,
parang, hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
mm-mm. Right,
Can you hear
right.
me?
At the end of the day, yes, apektado ka.
Hello? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
sis, go ahead, go ahead. Medyo, yeah, I can
Hello?
hear you. Medyo choppy ka lang.
Okay. Yeah. Yun lang. But yeah, yun lang. I think there's no point naman din also in convincing them to think otherwise, because I'm sure may pinanggagalingan naman yung mga yan, 'di ba? May point naman sila na parang
Right,
marami
oo.
talagang
Sis, can you
hindi.
hear me?
Hello? Yeah, can hear you. Hello? 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 I can hear you. Hello? You're moving naman. Man, you're moving naman. You're
Go ahead,
moving.
sis. Medyo choppy lang. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, yun lang. I think
Okay, I
in
think it's
general.
my internet.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead,
Hello.
sis.
Yeah. Yun lang. I think it's just there's no we are we are intent we are from this country, right? And I think kung hindi natin lalong hindi magkakaroon ng point yung Pilipinas if we carry on with that mindset, diba? I think it's also a question of what have we done to contribute to the country for the state that it's in right
Mm-mm.
now, 'di ba? I think that's a fair question to ask also. Kung feeling natin something was wrong, and there's nothing to be done, the question is, what have you done, 'di ba? I throw the question back at them.
What have you done? Like, yung lagi natin naririnig, ano bang ambag mo? So, ito yung pwede mo maging ambag, di ba? You go out, register, and vote. Yeah.
And 'di ba parang gano'n naman, I mean, to be honest, parang you don't naman do something because sana hindi gano'n na we do something because we're expecting something in return.
Your turn.
That's
Right,
not,
right.
I was not raised that way, so I don't know how people think, but it's never been about that, right? Especially for something as big and as, parang conceptual as, freedom, independence, 'di ba? Parang civil rights, etc. Wala namang balik 'yan eh.
Diba?
Mm-mm.
Ang balik niyan sa future generations if we do right now. We do right by it right now, diba?
Oo, so parang it's your intergenerational responsibility. Yung ginagawa mo ngayon, ang balik niya or may ripple effect siya to the future generations. Ayun. So, Ces, you wanna say something more?
No, wala. I mean, parang diba the ones who came before us, right? I mean,
Right.
those who fought, to get us the independence that we're enjoying now. Hindi naman biro yung pinagdaanan ng mga tao yun. Can you imagine if they said, futile naman yung pag-asa ng Pilipinas eh. Diba? I mean, what
Right.
saan tayo pupulutin ngayon if nobody fought in the streets in, back in EDSA, diba? Would probably still be in martial law, right? I mean, those things. So kung feeling nyo futile ngayon, edi paano na kung hindi ginawa yung if the people before us didn't have a better mindset than we are now.
That's true. Thanks, Ces. So, we talked about yung mga hindi boboto and maybe they have a side, may reason sila for that. So, yung mga rehistrado naman, natatapos lang ba sa pagpaparehistro ang kanilang responsibilidad? Ano ang mga responsibilidad ng isang rehistradong botante or nating mga Pilipinong handa ng bumoto?
Again, can you repeat that? Responsibility?
What are the responsibilities of a registered voter? Does it end lang by voting and that's it? I did my part. Yun na ba yun?
Well, I think it's also making sure that the people that we do elect in power, parang holding them accountable. I think that's also a responsibility that we have. And also being able to ako kasi parang feeling ko it's so easy to comment on what's going wrong, pero we also have to be good at recognizing also what's being done right, kasi marami naman ding maayos na nangyayari sa Pilipinas, diba? So siguro balance lang.
Right. Ayun. So, hindi na natapos yung responsibility mo sa pagboto kung hindi, nagsisimula pa lang yun, Ces, no? Kasi you have to, yung sanctity o yung boto mo, kailangan mo ding bantayan. Yes, Ces?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ces, meron ka bang last words, parting message sa ating mga manonood ngayon, lalo sa mga hindi pa rehistrado na nanonood ngayon dito sa The Maine Agenda?
Well, we have 2 days until COMELEC decides to extend it, officially. We only have 2 days left to register, right? So, nananawagan po ako sa lahat ng nanonood ngayon. Baka naman pwede ninyong bigyan ng oras ang Pilipinas, 'di ba? Nabibigyan nga natin ng oras yung ibang bagay, siguro naman pwede natin bigyan ng oras yung Pilipinas. Sana din, pag pumunta tayo, isama na natin yung mga kaibigan natin, pamilya natin, 'di ba? Uso naman ng mga friends ngayon, going together, ganyan. Gawin nyo na lang po. And sana pag nagpa-register din kayo, don't stop at that. Please stay tuned in all the platforms of Vote Pilipinas and all the other, platforms of other campaigns also. Kasi marami ang gustong tumulong sa pagsulong ng voter education and for the 2022 election. So stay tuned in all of the platforms, all COMELEC, Vote Pilipinas, kasi we will be bringing you guys with more information coming from as we get closer to the elections. Diba?
Ayun.
Maging mapagmatyag. Yun
Okay.
lang.
Sis, may pahabol na tanong.
Yes.
Nag-message sa akin yung isa kong friend. Sabi niya, what do you think are the improvements we can do for voters' education and registration efforts?
Improvements? Well, alam mo, all out naman this time ang COMELEC eh. And to be fair naman din talaga to the many groups, no? All out naman, despite and in spite the pandemic. Pero siguro improvements, mas maging cohesive tayo. Kasi sobrang dami ding parang I think also some people, because there's so much noise, there is a tendency to have just too many cooks in the kitchen siguro sometimes, and you almost don't know who to listen to, diba? So sana magkaroon ng mas united effort siguro in the future, diba? Na parang pwede namang pare-pareho pero sana mas cohesive siguro yung effort, ganun. And also, syempre hindi naman natin maiwasan yung mga fake news, diba? So, siguro din as citizens, diba, we become proactive citizens and tayo na yung mag-police, tayo na yung mag-self, mag-assess ng mga binabasa natin and opt out of conversation that are not going to be useful and, productive and life-giving, diba? So, kung mga nega, puro na lang, bashing, mag-opt out na muna tayo. Pwede namang mag-unfollow sa mga bagay-bagay, diba? Yun lang.
Thanks, Ses.
Thank you.
Okay. Virgie here, and again, happy birthday. Thank you so much for spending your birthday here
You're
sa The Maine
welcome.
Agenda. And ipagpatuloy mo lang yung iyong advokasya dito sa Vote Pilipinas. Thank you so much, Ses. At kung may
Thank you.
katanungan kayo, pwede naman kayong
Yes.
mag-message sa Vote Pilipinas Facebook page. Again, thank you so much, Ses.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ses, and
Bye.
happy birthday and good night.
Thank you.
Okay. So nakasama nga po natin ang CEO and founder ng Impact Hub Manila at ang founder din po ng Vote Pilipinas na si Mrs. Rondario. So kung may mga katanungan pa po kayo tungkol sa mga specifics ng pagboto, kung hanggang kailan pa po ito, ano yung mga kailangang dalhin, pwede niyo pong i-message ang Facebook page po ng Vote Pilipinas, pati na rin po yung Facebook page po ng COMELEC. So yun nga po yung naging maganda at mayabong po yung usapan natin with Mrs. Rondario. At nalaman natin na ang pagboto at ang pagiging rehistradong botante, hindi lang yung responsibilidad natin doesn't end there. It's just the beginning of your responsibility. What you have to do is after you vote, bantayan ng boto, meaning let's hope na sana walang dayaan, but maliban doon, kapag may elected na tayong official, binoto man natin o hindi, we have to make them accountable for the things that they have promised and for their responsibilities sa ating bansa. Napag-usapan din natin yung mga taong ayaw ng bumoto and they feel it's a futile exercise. Yes, they might have a point, but at the end of the day, they have to realize that they're not just doing this for themselves. They're doing this for their countrymen. They're doing this for the future generation because kung ano yung ipinunla mo ngayon, yun ang aanihin mo sa susunod na mga panahon. At kung hahayaan natin na magbingi-bingihan tayo, magbulag-bulagan at hahayaan lang natin na maging ganito ang ating pamumuno at hindi na naman maayos ang pagresponde sa iba't ibang mga sakuna o kalamidad, kagaya nga na nararanasan natin sa COVID-19 response sa kasalukuyang pamahalaan, ay patuloy lang itong mangyayari. So I highly encourage everyone to go out and vote. Practice your right, practice your duty to vote. Kasi sinasabi po natin na ang daming mga tao ang namumuno at hindi napakikinggan yung boses natin. Then, this is high time for you to use your voice. Wag nating papayagan na boses lang ng iilan ang naririnig. Let's reclaim our power. I think I said this a year ago when we had Ses and Attorney James before in this kind of episode as well. It is high time to reclaim our power dahil sa pagboto, doon natin muling nakukuha yung lakas natin at kapangyarihan bilang mamamayang Pilipino. Bumoto tayo at hayaan. Sana po sa pagbotong ito ay marinig ng mga namumuno yung talagang kailangan natin. Reclaim our power, go out, register, go vote. At para dito po, hindi lang boses ng ilan na maririnig, kundi boses ng ating pangkalahatan at boses ng mga nangangailangan. Alright, so salamat po sa mga nanood po ngayon ng The Maine Agenda at syempre po sa ating naging guest na si Mrs. Rondario. So bago po tayo magpaalam, I think yung mga shows po natin sa Quarantalk Media ay makita po natin sa ating crawler sa ilalim ng ating screen. So samahan niyo po kami every week dito sa Quarantalk Media and maaari niyo po kaming mahanap sa aming iba't ibang mga social media channels. Ayun, pati yung aming station ID. Actually, you can follow us po sa ating Facebook. That's at Quarantalk Media for Facebook and follow nyo lang po kami. Ayun. So, muli ito po ang inyong Ate Maine. You may follow me on my different social media accounts. For Facebook, it's Germaine Jalandoni De Ruña. For Instagram, it's at Germaine Jalandoni De Ruña. And for Twitter, it's at Germaine J. De Ruña. So, you may reach me on those following social media accounts if may mga nais kayong pag-usapan o mga topics sa tingin nyo hindi masyadong nabibigyang pansin sa media or sa kung ano pang social media sites. Ayun. So, muli, the Maine Agenda po is produced by Quarantalk Media and we are now again streaming po sa FB pages ng Now You Know at IKOT.PH. Kita-kita po ulit tayo sa susunod na Tuesday kung saan ang issue ng bayan ang ating main priority. Ito po ang The Maine Agenda.